And later on in the programme, I'm going to be sampling some food prepared by Bernadine Lawrence, the author of this new book, How to Feed Your Family for £4 a Day, with some help from her daughter Letitia here. Well, John, what do you reckon? Do you think you could feed your family using this cookbook?
I was going to say, as the food gets warmer, the men get nearer. I was going to say, what does Letitia think of the potato cheesecake? She's eaten a lot.
She's tucking into it. What is this she's eating?
Well, this is cheesecake, but it has no cheese in it, and it's made with mashed potatoes, margarine, demerara sugar and eggs. And it's very healthy because it doesn't have the cheese in it, you know, the saturated fats in it. And it costs just £1.38p.
Brilliant. But where did you get the idea not to use cheese then?
Well, if you're making your own cheesecake, it can work out quite expensive, you know, using double cream and things like that. So I thought, well, there must really be an alternative to this. And so I experimented with mashed potatoes. And it has the correct consistency. And
Brilliant.
It tastes awfully like cheesecake.
Now, you feed your family of 6 people for under £30 a week. How do you do it?
Well, it's a matter of having the correct nutritional information. For example, how many people know that lentils exceed prime lean beef in protein, iron and calcium?
But are you a dietary expert, though?
Well, I'm not really. I was lucky enough to do domestic science at school, and I think if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have the courage to create so many meals out of basic ingredients.
But isn't it very time-consuming?
It's not really. It's just a matter of rethinking your schedules. For example, the dough for 2 large wholemeal loaves can be prepared in just 15 minutes.
You became unemployed. You sold your Bentley, and I think we ought to tell viewers that it wasn't a many £1,000 Bentley. It was a sort of second-hand Bentley, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a 1950s Mark 6 Bentley.
Right.
And I had to dismiss my chauffeur because I can't drive either.
Right.
And I was used to spending roughly £150 a week on food. That was...
So you were in a well-off situation?
Well, quite comparatively.
Yeah.
I used to live on restaurant food and takeaways, and then I had to learn very quickly to manage on a pittance. So I started cooking up meals at home, which were excellent nutritionally and also delicious.
And you wrote a book about it?
And I wrote a book about it, yes.
Which I know you want viewers to know about.
Well, yes, and I think it's a shame in many ways, because before the information was brought out in book form, I did offer it free to the Child Poverty Action Group, but they were afraid to take it on because they thought this would lead to benefit levels being suppressed. So what we're getting is a suppression of information, which is very vital for people who want to meet their mortgage payments, for example.
Yeah, I mean, your theory is that a family can feed itself on £4 a day.
Yes, I live in Chelsea. I shop in Chelsea.
Which is one of those expensive shopping areas in the United Kingdom.
And I still manage it for less than £30 a week, and I've got a family with 4 children. But I do think it is very important that people do have this information. I mean, when you look at the business figures, the only groups that are making profits now are the supermarket groups. And maybe that's because, you know, their prices are going up. But also, in times of recession, you find that the last thing people want to cut down on is their food, because they think somehow they're depriving themselves.
For God's sake, yes.
But a lot of people don't realise that they can eat very well
I believe
for very little.
Am I right in saying that you have taken her advice?
Yes, it's funny when
so how many are there in your family eating, and how much is it costing you a day?
I can't say a day, but it costs us under £30 a week.
And that's you? How many kids?
3 children.
3 children, 1 husband?
Yeah.
So 2 adults, 3 kids under £30 a week?
Yes, but that's everything.
Not
you know,
bad,
washing
is it?
powder, the lot.
Bernadine Lawrence shops around to get the best bargains. She has to, since she and her family exist on benefit. Necessity has forced her to feed her family on £5 a day, and she's written a survival manual for those caught in the poverty trap.
Just putting £4 a day in my shopping purse and limiting myself to that, because I found I was running out of money before the end of the week and had no food in the cupboard. And I was surprised, really, how much I could get out of £4 a day when I started rethinking what I was buying. I'm not saying that people should have to eat on just £5 a day, and income support is not nearly enough anyway.
But until circumstances change, Bernie and her family will continue their healthy lifestyle. Simon Cole, ITN, in West London.